bit more of a familiar territory. Obviously, CLG, they've got a little bit of experience playing against some of the Euro teams, but unfortunately, Luminosity, this was really kind of their first stint playing against the international scene,
Right.
and it's one of those things where take it for what it's worth. It's a good learning experience from them, and actually being able to take Titan into OT on Cash was something that kind of took me by surprise. We talk about Cash being, the Americana style map. All the Americans want to play that map, but then the Europeans have stepped up. We kind of talked about that yesterday. But seeing Luminosity hang in there and hang tough against Titan, they actually brought it back. I think it was 11-4 in the first half, and they made a run and did a great job on Cash and really showed what they were made of and showed their mettle a little bit there. And we'll see how they can do against their North American brethren here against CLG on Mirage to start off.
Yeah, but CLG is going to be playing with all the confidence in the world. The feeling that they're, one of the best, if not the best team in North America. So here in this matchup, I mean, these teams have played each other on Mirage 3 times, and CLG's won 2 of those 3 matchups. So skewed a little bit into CLG's favor. And this is a map that, I was confused yesterday, even talking to some of these guys after their matches, why are you playing Europeans on Mirage? North Americans just can't compete. The style of play on this map is just wildly skewed towards the Europeans. But here in North America, we saw yesterday just such dominant mid-control out of Fnatic against CLG on this map, and that's not something they're going to have to go against. North American teams don't have a great feel for how the middle of this map plays and how is the best way to attack and defend it on both sides of the map. So they're going to be a little bit alleviated there. Big story from CLG yesterday was, we mentioned it in that matchup against Fnatic, is that Peter seemed to have a little bit of struggle getting going in that match, and even Hayes in an interview has claimed that this op nerf has really hit him pretty hard. So this is going to be something that should be a match where he needs to get going, because this is a team that he's played against multiple times. He's gonna know what to expect out of them, and this is a place where he can have a good impact and get his tournament started.
And in the past we've talked about that double scope setup so many times on a map like Mirage, where Peter, obviously the dedicated offer here for CLG, but Tarek has been known to pick that up as well. And then adversely on the other side, I believe it was actually FNS that made a comment before to us that, Luminosity is just a team with a million offers on it.
Yeah.
So I honestly expect double scope setups from both sides, maybe on the CT side. We might even see it on the Terrace side. Frost picking up the AWP. Flom, obviously, their dedicated offer picking up the AWP. So we should see the Peter-Flom battle, and we might see a Tarek-Frost battle as well, depending on where they decide to go. And it's going to be very interesting to see that, because, that's not something that you conventionally see on a map like Mirage. It's usually, maybe picking up an auto sniper occasionally if you have that bankroll going on the CT side, play him over by Ticket Booth. We see Sean Garris do that for C9 relatively frequently, but it's one of those things where how are they going to adapt to play against each other, because both of these teams, they're fighting for survival in the tournament right here.
Right, and at one of the matches we actually saw between these two teams on this map was Luminosity starting out on the T side, going down 2-13, and then on the strength of that double op setup of so many sniper rifles, they brought it back and they forced it into overtime. They ended up winning that in triple overtime, like 22-20.
Right.
So pretty crazy.
Man, that'd be a hell of a way to start
right.
off today, wouldn't it?
Right, but you're exactly right. Their defense is all going to be relying on how these ops can play out for them, how Frost is going to do, how Flom is going to be able to do with those AWPs, and if they're able to handle Peter and maybe Tarek if they want to go into that double op setup. And we do see them on maps like Mirage and maps like Dust 2 really employ that double sniper defense. So that's something we very much could see. And then after that, we talked a lot about Mirage moving on to Dust 2. That's something we'll also see there as a double op setup.
Yeah, this will actually be the first time that we see Dust 2 in the tournament. Pretty much all day yesterday was Mirage Cash, Inferno Cash. That's really all we saw yesterday was those 2 maps.
Right.
Today we're finally going to get a taste of seeing Dust 2. And interestingly enough, you said that CLG's got the upper hand as far as record is concerned against Luminosity on Mirage, but Luminosity were the ones that picked Mirage today.
Right.
And CLG decided to go with Dust.
I actually think Luminosity had a very good map veto phase with the way that they banned out. They banned out Nuke and Inferno. They're taking away maps where ops can kind of get shut down on. It's hard to get those AWPs going because they're relying on, Flom and Frost very much so. And we saw that at the end of the season, through the first half of the regular season here in ESEA in North America. Anger was leading the way. He had like 110 ADR
ridiculous.
through like 9 or 10 matches. It was insane. But then once he started to cool off, it's hard to keep that pace up. And once he did dip, in his damage dealing and the effect and the impact he was having, it fell onto those Oppers to really have an impact. And you kind of saw at the end of the season that that's how they were winning their matches, was based off the sniper rifles.
Absolutely. Well, we are going live here into the knife round to see who's going to get the pick of the litter, who wants to start off on that CT side. And it's one of those things we've actually saw yesterday. Mouse Sports win the knife round on Inferno and opt to go for the T side, which is kind of a little bit of a shock. But, you know, we have been told that they have chosen to do that in the past. The knife frags coming out. It's relatively even, but Aria does fall as well as Anger and Flom, and that's going to be CLG taking the knife round, so they will start on the CT side. And I'm definitely looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, that bodes well for them. And one thing we're going to have to be cautious of watching out for these teams is both of them kind of struggled on this map when they got, you know, obviously being a man down, but when they get picked, it seems like their defense kind of collapses. They have some players that want to play a little bit more passively and some players that start playing a little bit more aggressively and on their own. So a little bit of miscommunication in those situations when they need to team up and try and find an equalizer.
Absolutely. So here we go into the pistol round, starting off day 2, Season 18 LAN playoffs for ESEA. It does look like we are going to have a slow strategy here from the Luminosity side towards the B halls, and FNS is going to push up here. This is going to be very, very risky from him, and he's going to pay for it. Flom takes him down. Well-placed clock headshot as they make their way in towards the B-bomb site. Flom clearing out the catwalk, and they've got one to beat over here. That's Tarek. Takes down the bomb carrier, playing that ninja roll and doing it well. Lex is going to be able to trade that out, but Hazed and Peter chiming in with their own couple of frags, and that's going to leave it all on Anger and Lex. Lex going to be able to find another one. Anger up here in the halls, watching for the flank. He's going to be able to take down another, and now Hazed sitting on 2 HP in this 1 versus 2. And this all happened within the first 30 seconds of the round. Anger cleans it up, and Luminosity in the lead.
Right, taking advantage of that push by FNS. So a solo push out of CLG to start that off, trying to get some information on where they're going, trying to clear out those B tunnels to be able to stack on the other side of the map. But unfortunately, he gets picked off, and Lex has himself a very nice pistol round. Tarek was kind of sneaking around. Lex behind the bench is able to pick up a pair of nice frags and keep his team in it. Give Anger a chance to pick off the flank and come back to support him. So good pistol round from Luminosity, just bull rushing there into B.
And that's the other thing, is the impatience of CLG in that round too. They had the bomb down in the site and didn't wait for any kind of an effort from Luminosity to try to get that plant. But back into the next round, though, Hayes going to pick up a pair early. That's Aria and Anger down, and Frost at 11 HP. So the tables turn quickly here. As we look at this round moving forward, it's a 3-on-5.
Yeah, very nice job by Hayes. And now you can see this, the offense from Luminosity. They're pretty spread out. Actually, they're all now clumped in the middle. They've kind of reconvened here, and it looks like they want to try and work some picks up connector, but haven't really gained any actual map control. They're kind of funneled in the middle. Defense is very much skewed over towards A, so they think this hit's going to come in. Tarek's watching for a boost, which is a wise move because Lex just got up there, but Hayes gets caught off guard, so they have that information. They know one's in window, and Lex has got to be careful now. He does drop Tarek, so he's having a massive impact here in this round, giving them a chance, giving them some life, and equalizing it into a 3-on-3.
Yep, there's 2 more CTs to beat over here at this A bomb site, and one is sitting underneath the balcony, going to be able to find one frag, finds a second. Cutler going for huge plays, takes down all 3 of them with the 5-7 from under porch.
Yeah, and Cutler's a fantastic player in these middle round situations. Him and Hayes do a very good job of locking down the spots they're playing when it gets into those dirty situations where you just have to find those frags. So just playing it very patiently under that balcony, and Luminosity not clearing it out well enough, and that's going to be an anti-eco, so that's going to ruin a little bit of their momentum, and they're going to look to gain it right back here. They pick up the armor, and they pick up the pistols, a couple smokes to work with, and they're heading over towards B once again.
Yeah, maybe waiting for a little bit more impatience from the CT side. But look at this, a little bit of a fake here. Aria is going to throw a couple of things over towards the A bomb site, and they're going to go ahead and barrel on out. Tarek's going to be able to draw first blood, and now he's going to be looking for some more. Jumping out through the window, he's going to find a second one. Anger chimes in. A third one for Tarek as he's coming around the corner. He's got one more to beat, and that's going to be Anger, who finally takes him down. But now Aria going to be her last man standing, and he's making his way all the way around from all the way from the A bomb site. Does pick up the Tech 9. He might be able to find Peter here. Well, Peter playing this one smart, coming around the corner, though. An impromptu jump. And Peter does finally finish him off, so that's going to be 2-1 now for Counter Logic Gaming, and we should see a full save coming out from the terrorist side.
Not able to get a plant there in that round, so this is going to give CLG a little bit of breathing room when it comes to the fact they want to build up that economy, because Peter's already got the AWP, so if he drops that, he's going to want to start building up the money to be able to rebuy it, to move forward with it into the gun rounds. And Luminosity has got to do some damage here, or at least get a plant to kind of help them out with their buy. Their money's not that great. A little bit reeling from that second round.
And that's also one of the things, actually, they spotted him dropping down here in mid, but Tarek and Hayes going to work this round. 3 lightning fast frags for Tarek. FNS going to chime in the end. There you go. A quick and uneventful round there for the CT side, only losing 2. And again, Peter hanging on to that AWP, and that's one of the things that we saw yesterday is making sure that your opper can stay with that scoped rifle. We saw it affect Cloud9 yesterday. We saw it affect CLG yesterday as well, playing against Fnatic. They just didn't have the economy to continually buy that AWP and keep it in Peter's hands. And, you know, it ended up costing them in the end because they weren't able to have that impact entry frag and that defensive hold with that scoped rifle. And now look at this mid control from CLG.
Yeah, they like to be very, very aggressive on this map. You're going to see FNS. He's just waiting for any kind of information. He does get it, but Flom with a nice shot. Running AK bullet to the head, but still some players to clear out there. Hayes is down on the ramp, and Hayes and Cutler combined for 2, so down into a 3-on-3 before Tarek chimes in as well. This is a great mid-hold from CLG. Kind of what Fnatic did to him the other day with players peeking up mid and on the catwalk, and there's Peter that up getting into play finally, and Tarek cleans him up. So this is what CLG likes to do. They like to be aggressive, and we're going to see the difference of how it's working against this North American Luminosity squad versus going against that Fnatic squad last night.
Right, you are. And again, going for those trades and doing it well in that round. You saw Hayes get down in the middle. He was able to pick off one, and then Tarek swinging out on catwalk, able to clean up, I believe that was Flom in top mid. So getting that 2 for 3 in mid and getting that man advantage, and Peter using that AWP playing from ticket booth that smoked down onto the A ramp, not all encompassing, so he was able to see around that just a little bit. And now he's going to be looking for this mid pick. Oh, through the smoke. Peter going to find Flom. Hayes chimes in with one onto Frost as well, and Hayes going to go ahead and pick up the double. And again, that aggression there from the connector hallway. FNS is going to be able to find another one, and behind the smoke here is going to be Anger. I believe he's over in the B halls, and he's got Tarek to beat. As soon as this smoke clears, he should be dead to rights. There it is.
Yeah, and Luminosity's got to start being a little bit more careful. If they want to take this mid, if they want to take those battles, you know, it seemed like they're just, you know, at times even on those gun rounds when CLG was aggressive at mid, they're just swinging out and taking these duels and taking these almost like an aim map or death match. And they can do it a little bit more smart. Throw some flashes, throw some nades, force them back, get some players in underpass so you can come at them from 2 angles here. But CLG is winning all those battles. Now we finally have an op in Flom's hands, and he's going to have to go up against Peter. So this is that duel we talked about.
Interesting smoke there onto the end of catwalk to maybe try to prevent Tarek from pushing up. He's been doing it almost every single round. And again, Hayes going to be over here in the connector hallway. But this time it's going to be FNS over in that area. And now we've got a little bit of an exchange of damage coming out here from the window room. That's going to be Peter actually getting chipped down, but he does leg Anger as well. So nice exchange of damage there favoring the CLG side. But look at this angle that FNS is playing up here in the window room. Just patiently waiting for somebody to push up. He is going to get smoked off, though, so he's not going to have any kind of a field of view there. All of the terrorists, though, are over here in mid with the exception of Frost.
Yeah, CLG playing this middle very passively. They switch things up. This is going to give Luminosity control of mid basically for free. Ari is able to get that pick onto Hayes up connector. FNS pushing catwalk. Tarek with a huge flank as well from B. Cleans him up. Sprays down 3, so now it's down to just 2 on 3. Frost is up this A ramp, but Cutler is being a rock underneath that balcony in this match so far.
Yeah, we saw it during the regular season from teams like Elevate, you know, Elige playing there underneath of the balcony and how strong that position is if you play it the correct way. And right there, you know, Cutler giving a clinic on how to hold that area. And he's sitting at 6-1. I mean, not a lot of deaths here on the CT side. 13-4 for Tarek.
Right, and now that CLG's up to 6-1, they have some confidence now, and they're feeling good about how they're playing this matchup. You're going to start to see those flanks from Tarek. They're going to come in more often. FNS likes to push up on catwalk, and they like to push B if they're not seeing any presence there. So Luminosity's got to be very careful with how they spread out their map control and how they watch for these kinds of pushes.
And again, we have Hayes over here by the connector. He's going to be supporting his teammates. They do have 3 members over here by the A bomb site. Flom trying to get out to the top side of mid, and there's the exchange of damage, and Hayes going to get chipped down to 35 HP. They do have support here on catwalk from FNS. And again, now actually playing a little bit more passive in the B bomb site is going to be Tarek, but he's going to move on up, take a couple of shoulder peeks and see if he can't spot anything out. But as of yet, not a whole lot going on here from the terrorist side of Luminosity. Lex is going to go ahead and drop a smoke grenade up there on the catwalk to try to cordon that area off. So FNS, though, already rotating around towards window room, and this is a smart play. Now they've got 4 members of the CT forces all within this A bomb site, and Tarek is by himself over here at B. That bomb rotating back towards terrorist spawn to make its way over towards the A bomb site. Anger's going to follow in tow. So this is going to be playing right into CLG's hands.
Yeah, and Lex actually spots out Cutler just the back of his leg and tries to put some pop shots, forces him into the site, but he spotted him out. But now he's stuck in this connector, and he's not really sure where he wants to go. The rest of his team is convened, but look at this flank coming on at the A ramp. Actually, no, excuse me, there's not. I thought I saw a blue dot, but
Yeah,
they're actually
the
just going to
6
storm
looks a
up
little
this
blue.
A ramp, and Cutler's going to be able to spray one down before Flom comes in with the running Tech 9. But they're cleaning out this A site. They've made some progress. They have a couple defenders stuck in the jungle area. Anger's able to drop one. Just down to Tarek in this 1-on-2 situation coming from CT spawn. Anger's very, very low, making a lot of noise, but he turns the corner and gets a beautiful headshot.
Wow.
That's going to be the second round for Luminosity.
I thought for sure Anger was going to fall there. 10 HP going up against Tarek, who's been playing extraordinarily well so far at 13-5, and just gives him a haircut right around that corner. What a shot.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And he only had 10 HP. If he guys there, I mean, that's one bullet, and that's down to a one-on-one, and that's a scary situation.
And I believe his teammate that was alive still was Frost, if I'm not mistaken, who had 100 HP, but he's struggling so far in this matchup. He's only got 2 kills to his name so far. But now look at this. Peter's going to get aggressive over here by the connector hallway. Is patiently waiting for any kind of a push to come out. Flom with the AWP again. So they're just, look at how passive they are on the Luminosity side because of that mid presence that CLG's been putting out there. They're a little bit scared to take that initial presence in mid.
They've almost trained him a little bit to be a little cautious, so it's giving them a lot of room to work with early on, and you're going to see this boost. Tarek gets up on the boxes on catwalk, so that's an interesting angle to have that might not get cleared out, but he's just going to fall off of it.
Yeah, just taking a quick peek. They still are trying to fight for this mid control. They haven't been able to get it yet.
Well, just that smoke that Peter threw earlier on in the round, made him a little bit nervous. Now they have to clear out all these spots. So you can see the clock's winding down. 50 seconds left in the round. So a lot of time to work with, but a lot of time also used to not gain very much map control.
Right. Well, Flom trying to work a pick over here. It looks like they might try to vie up and go over here towards Catwalk. They do smoke off the connector, so that's probably what the play is going to be. And this is a smart move by Luminosity. There's only one in the B bomb site, but then again, it is Tarek.
Right, and CLG's had a very mobile defense this entire half, so I would expect that he gets him back up very quickly. Now, he spots him out on catwalk. He throws a flash. He's going to peek with this. He does find Anger, who's completely blind. Flom's not able to get the trade, and Tarek's just wheeling around these pillars in the B bomb site, shoulder peeking, baiting out the shot. A nice play from Tarek there. And all of a sudden, it's just mowed down. It's all up to Frost in a 1-on-5 situation.
Yeah, and FNS and Hayes were able to clean up the other 2 remaining LG members, and now he spots out Frost up here in the halls. He's going to get up on top of the van and try to peek him out. And Frost trying to hang on to his gun here with only 1 second left. So a great job there on the defense from CLG. They are coming out swinging, and look at that. Frost falling at the end. $700 for him this round.
Right, no money gain. That's absolutely brutal. So that's going to be an eco round here on the side of Luminosity. Money's reset after that win. They won pistol round, and they lost 6 straight. And then they just get their economy reset here. So tough going for them so far. And we talked about that op battle they're going to have, and we also discussed, when these 2 teams have played in the past, it's always heavily skewed towards the CT side, and Luminosity at times does get shut down on their terrorist side. I believe it's 4 of their 7 matches they've had less than 5 rounds on their terrorist half.
And they are going to go for a quick A push here from the terrorist side, and Hayes and Peter just going to shut it down here. Hayes does eventually fall, but Tarek, he's got an AWP now as well, so that double scope setup here for CLG. That's going to leave Frost as the last man standing. Cutler cleans it up. 8-2 now your score. Just a fast push towards the A bomb site. And here's one of the things that I've noticed. See how many times that they've tried to work that mid control on the Luminosity side and try to make their way up through connector or off a catwalk. They haven't gone for the smoke strat at A, the typical smoke strat that we're used to seeing, where they drop all the smokes over the top of the wall, smoke off jungles, throw the smoke wall and everything like that over to the side, and have that one avenue to go into the A bomb site. And I think that they might just be a little bit intimidated over there with Peter with the AWP playing from Ticket Booth. He's in where's he playing this round? He's actually down in mid, so they've got two scopes here in middle as well to try to pick this off. But they haven't gone for that play yet. Peter actually going to miss that opening shot. He's got Ari at the top side of mid, and he hits the shot. Beautiful flick shot.
Yeah,
from
very nice
Peter.
flick from Peter.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't really gone for that A bomb site.
Well, part of it, they're trying to get a pinch on it. They're trying to take mid control and have a 1 or 2 players. You've seen Lex try an entry frag a lot like Snax does for Virtus Pro up that connector. Obviously not as effective as Snax is at it, but it hasn't found them anything. So they're just losing too many players coming in through these choke points before they can even get into the bomb site. They're not getting any good trades. They're not getting enough frags in the initial contact.
Ooh.
And now Hayes has found a gap in the
this
smoke.
Position, yeah.
It's kind of scary if LG wants to push up towards A, but they're actually going to fall back. The bomb's rotated over into those B halls, so they're just going to switch up their position. Not a bad call. There is only 1 player dedicated in B at the moment.
Yeah,
3 over here towards A. So Faraz is going to throw a little bit of a fake, but it's not going to do anything. There goes one kill, and FNS is going to spot the rest out, and he's got some work to do. He does get a little bit blind. Lex comes storming out the window. Tarek supports him very, very well with a nice op shot all up to Anger. He has an AK-47, but not able to do anything with it. Tarek drops him with a nicely placed Tech 9 bullet to the head.
Yeah, Tarek is playing absolutely insane right now.
He is. He's 18-5.
Yeah, and I mean, Hayes sitting at 13-7. He was actually saying about how he's kind of been slumping lately. You know, he didn't play as well as he wanted to, even at the CEVO LAN. He hasn't been playing up to snuff in the past couple of events that they've gone to. But to see him starting off relatively strong today, getting that confidence back to try to push on through into the next round if they make it through. So. Again, here we go. Cutler actually switching his position up. I think he's trying to get a little hungry for frags here.
Well, here's that mid-aggression. They're going to be aggressive, and now you can start seeing these quick flanks possibly coming in. Tarek being aggressive with the op finds a pick into Hall, so all of a sudden it's in a 4-on-5. Man advantage for CLG, and Tarek's going to grab another one. Lex running through the smoke gets picked off. Tarek with the third one, showing some op proficiency before he gets traded out by Frost. There is a flank coming in very, very swiftly, and Peter's stuck behind this smoke, and he's just going to wait for his teammates for a retake.
Yeah, and this is a very difficult situation now for LG. A 2-on-4, that bomb yet to be planted, and look at how many CTs are over in this area. And now the flank is coming out, but Cutler's going to get there too late. The nade rains down on Arya's parade, and that's going to be a 10th round now for Counter Logic Gaming. And they are really coming on the back of a strong performance from Tarek.
Absolutely. And you wondered why we don't see more of those smoke executes over towards A. Part of it is all this aggression out of CLG. You know, they've been pushed on the B. They've been being pushed up mid a couple times here and there. And if you just straight set up for those smokes at A and you don't have any presence across the map, it's going to allow players like Cutler to push up mid and get a quick flank. Even if that attack had been successful, Cutler's on a devastating flank already.
Yeah, and look out right now because the auto sniper's over at the B bomb site, and that looks like where LG wants to go. So this is going to be a really bad opening for them if Tarek pushes up here and holds this angle, and that's exactly what he's going to do. There's first blood. Frost down and out, not standing in the proper position there. Some smoke's going to come over the top. There goes Tarek for the peek, but Anger is going to finally be able to drop him. And they are going to try to make a bid here for this B bomb site, and they are going to get in. Lex around behind the smoke, almost getting that no-scope from Peter to the face. But there's the bomb planter. Such an obvious plant this day and age. And now Lex with the auto sniper is going to be able to take down FNS. So this is the best-looking round that Luminosity has had in the past 8 rounds or so.
Right, but there is a player coming up catwalk, and Anger's going to have a lot of work to do over there towards benches. Lex spots him out with that auto sniper. Hayes not able to land the spray, so it's all up to Cutler in the kitchen. He picks up an AWP, trying to pick off this opposing sniper. He can, but he's not finding anything. The bomb does just get planted. He's got one player out right in front of Kitchen to his right, but they just swing out, take the fight, spray him down with that Galil. His Anger. Flom's going to pick up the op, so now they're going to go into this next round at 3-10. They've got an op, and they've got an auto sniper that they managed to salvage. We're going to see what they decide to do with those two weapons.
Well, they go to the 2 scoped rifle users for the terrorist side. Flom with the AWP, and Frost going to pick up that Scar 20. We're going to see how they decide to use it here, but again, 22-7 for Tarek. He is playing extraordinarily well. And, you know, they said that they wanted to make it further into this tournament, and he is making a bid for it right now, doing a sensational job for CLG.
Oh, look at this Hall's aggression, though. So CLG just dictating the pace completely, taking the fight to Luminosity. Tarek and Hayes clean out that portion of the attack, and all of a sudden it's a 5-on-3. So this is just brutal, not allowing them to string rounds together, and LG just not prepared for these kinds of pushes that CLG's busting out on them.
And this is what we talked to FNS the other day about, how he was talking about switching up the pace more frequently, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they go to some sort of passive setups every once in a while, but getting all this aggression.
Here's what's funny is CLG did that exact same push against Fnatic yesterday. It got demolished. You know, they got one player, but Fnatic was able to trade it out.
Yeah.
And actually took that push into a 4-on-3 advantage into the round. So working much better here against Luminosity. And now the best option Luminosity believes they have is boosting Lex up into window, trying to let him get some sneaky kills on the flank a little bit. He's coming through jungle, he's coming through window room. No one to really spot out quite yet. Tarek's got that AWP, and he was a beast with it on that A hit earlier, and he's going to pick off the head of Arya.
Nice shot from Lex, though, trying to keep things on the even keel, but they've got one over here by A-ramp. That's Cutler. They're going to hear him drop in, and he's going to be able to clean up Lex, maybe. There's the kill on Lex, and Frost goes down to Hayes. So that is an 11th round now for Counter Logic, and this is a big CT side half, typically speaking 9-6, 10-5, but Counter Logic really making a go for it here. Looking to put this one away 12-3, too.
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw to them in the regular season, you know, online in some tournaments, is CLG having a big CT side, Luminosity starting out really rough on their T sides, getting shut down on this map. quite often, and it's going to be all up. We said before the match started it was going to rely on how good those ops are going to be on their defensive side, so we're going to have to see that going forward, and here's going to be that setup A execute.
Yeah,
mostly pistols and one AK-47 on the hands of Anger, and they're going to have to make do with it. It's a very passive setup from CLG. There's only one player, that's Cutler with the auto sniper, so he can do a lot of damage with that through the smoke. It's going to be perfect for this kind of an execute.
Yeah, look at that. They actually smoke off the balcony to maybe try to go for a drop down into the bomb site. He's going to be able to call this execution coming. Drops the Molotov right in front, and that's going to be good damage being dealt. He's going to be able to just tap away and takes down one. Cutler still with that auto sniper trying to spam through to Tetris. Not going to be able to locate anything. Arya, though, getting the plant down, spamming through the box. He's going to find a little damage onto him as well. The flashbang's finally coming through. Arya getting very aggressive over here by Ticket Booth. He's going to push on through. He's got him dead to rights. They were fully blinded. FNS going to be able to clean one up, and Hayes goes into Flom. So we are down to a 2 versus 4. The retake is on. FNS going to find Frost, and now that's going to leave it all on Anger up here in the halls. And I think they just know where he is. They're going to try to push on out, and he's going to get found by FNS. So 12-3, a huge first half for CLG.
Yeah, monster first half, and a great performance from them against Luminosity, against their North American rivals here. And just all that aggression we saw to them. Luminosity wasn't able to handle it. They weren't able to get the kills. They weren't able to get the trades early on in the round, so they kept going into the middle rounds and into their executes with at least a one-man deficit. And you can't win many rounds that way.
Well, I'm sure you probably have a statistic over there from Rotoderp just talking about what their success rate is when they go into the round with a man deficit. And I'm sure it can't be that fantastic because they definitely got punished for it frequently and often in this matchup.
Yeah, it was brutal. And you could see, and it was, CLG started to catch on to that. And you can see, the first few gun rounds, they actually played it relatively passively. Outside of that pistol round push by FNS, they got punished. They started off playing passively, and it was once they got up like 5-1 or 6-1 is when they felt confident and they started taking those battles that they liked. They wanted to be that aggressive, and they had the confidence behind them to do it. And it was successful throughout the half. So Luminosity's got a big defensive stand ahead of them if they want to make a comeback.
But they have made that comeback before.
They have, but here it's a different environment as well. So
True.
We're gonna have to see. They're really gonna have to buckle down. And talking to Lex and talking to some of these guys, they were pretty bummed out at how they performed at the CEVO tournament earlier this week. So they know they need to be playing better. And in this first half, they haven't quite shown it yet. And you mentioned they had a great match on Cash against Titan yesterday, and they haven't shown that level. So that match, they were getting some frags. They had some big players step up. Arya, I recall, had a nice triple spray down over towards B on Cash against Titan. But
the patience from that play too.
Here in this matchup, they're not able to handle the aggression. It's not allowing their players to be in those positions to make big plays.
Yep. So they need to capitalize on that again this time. But we'll see if they can turn the tables here as we go forward into the second half. Just waiting for Peter to ready up. Maybe a quick potty break from him and get right back into the action for you guys. So stay tuned here. 12-3 is your score line going into the second half. And we are just going to switch it up. LG is going to be on the CT side. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they claw back into this because this was Luminosity's map pick.
Right, and it's actually CLG's most played map. So one thing that's pretty crazy is CLG is 7-1 when they're winning 9 or more CT rounds. And obviously they broke that by a good margin, by 3 rounds with 12.
Yep.
But their one loss was to Luminosity, when they had 13 rounds in that CT half, and Luminosity was able to bring it back. So 9-1 when they win more than 7, but their one loss was to this team they're playing right now, and that'll be interesting to see how that will play out in the second half.
Right, you are. So just again waiting for Peter to ready up, and then we'll get this one underway for you guys. But a big mountain to climb for Luminosity. And, we talk about the how crucial the pistol round is. Now, they won the terror side pistol, but immediately got ecoed the round after that.
And it was just all downhill from there.
It was all downhill. All downhill from there. But in this situation right now, this is like do or die. They need this pistol round.
Well, we like to say that, but the pistol rounds, with the way between the SMGs and the pistols and how strong these all are, these pistol rounds that we're seeing aren't exactly crucial anymore, because you can win, as we saw. CLG lost the pistol, but they win that ensuing eco with the scout and the 5.7s behind it. So, you don't really need the pistol anymore. You just need to be able to manage your economy so that you're able to continuously buy, and you need to be able to have the arsenals, obviously, to take up against your opponents at all times. And with the way that some of these smaller and inexpensive weapons have gotten stronger, if you manage your economy properly, you can do that. We saw last night, Mao's bought like 8 rounds in a row against Cloud9 on Cash. So you can manage your economy really well. It's something that Americans aren't particularly strong on, and Frost is actually going to push up off Catwalk and get this opening pick on a Cutler, so a good start for them here.
Flom has gone down to 27, and Lex trying to do battle over here in the A bomb site. He's down to 3 HP, so that's again Tarek, who's been doing extraordinarily well this entire matchup. But Frost is going to be able to find a second one. That's Hazed going down. But they are trying to make a bid here. And look at this. Peter's actually all the way up through jungle. He's going to be able to cut off this rotation. Arya over here in the kitchen. FNS is going to be able to find Frost and Lex over here in CT spawn. But Peter decides to resign from the fight. Interesting decision there. Arya, he's got him trapped. If they try to push through the window room, he's going to be able to get that pick off. And now FNS is moving that bomb over towards the B bomb site. So this is a little bit of a tricky play now from the terrorist side of CLG. And Lex, again, still over here with 3 HP. He's fighting for his life, but FNS is going to be able to find the kill. Tarek finds Lex, and now that bomb moves into the B bomb site, and it's all of a sudden down to a 2 versus 3. The table's completely swapped. Anger and Flom going to be your last 2 alive.
Yeah, but look how spread out CLG is at the moment. They've been relying on one-on-one battle wins, and finally these last 2 players are going to meet up over at B. So great job by them rotating over to B and exploiting that. FNS with a great entry frag, and it's going to be all up to Flom with his 27 HP. And Anger, who's on a catwalk flank, I believe, and he's coming up right now. Peter's just baiting his opponent. He spots Flom. He's going to pass that information along. FNS loses that battle, but Peter still has the advantage. Low health member can't win the fight. Anger gets off the defuse. He does have a kit to work with here, but Peter's playing it very smartly. Here's the bullet and just falls back, and that's going to be the pistol round for CLG. No time left for Anger to defuse, and a beautifully played round by Peter there.
Yeah, and again, that's Counter Logic Gaming picking up that pistol round 13-3 now, and they are, again, still in the driver's seat of this matchup. And when all's said and done, if they win these anti-ecos, then it's going to be map point by the time that we get into our first full gun round. And you can see, there you go, Flom picking up the scout and a couple of armor pistol buys here for the CT side.
One issue, that pistol round was kind of interesting because Luminosity at one point had 3 players in CT spawn. They were no players in A. There was 1 player in kitchen watching B, but 3 players in CT spawn. So for a good portion of that pistol round, there were Luminosity players who weren't in a position to have any kind of an impact, whether it be information gathering, whether it be doing damage or finding a kill. And part of that was just the early pressure. Despite having that first pick, so much damage was dealt by CLG, knocking Lex down to red, knocking one other player down to 27. So
right,
a little bit scared to put themselves in position.
But there you go. Frost with the scout, jumping scout over the B bomb site. It's going to be able to decapitate FNS with a nice shot there. Drops a, I'm not sure what kind of a gun FNS had there. I think he actually had an AK-47, so a bit of a costly mistake there. Yeah, he did. So Arya is actually going to get aggressive here and pick that up, and he has armor too. So pretty interesting situation now as the tables kind of turn here, as they do have the full armor buy on their pistol players, but Tarek's going to be able to find one, looking for more. Trying to find out where he's at right now. I can't. There we go.
Oh,
Flop though with a shot on the Cutler. Oh, Tarek spins around and takes down Arya. So that's that salvaged AK-47 down and out. And Anger over here on Catwalk is going to be looking for something, but it's all the players over here in this A-bomb site. And Flom, the jumping scout onto Peter. So they're keeping it alive, and Hayes trying to get something done. Anger in connector is going to go to battle, and he wins the fight. And now all of a sudden it's Tarek with only 9 HP, and Anger gets the kill, so the eco comes out again, this time for Luminosity. And a great job staying alive.
Yeah, we talked about Flom and Frost, the snipers for Luminosity having an impact with their AWPs. That round it was the scouts, and you can see how much they rely on those scopes. 3 kills between the 2 scopes they had that round allows them to do the win the the eco round. So they are going to have 4 rounds here. They are going to force a save out of CLG. They're not buying armor. They just have the pistols at the moment. So they're going to be going into the next round with that plant looking to buy. And LG's got to build up a bank. They need to have a bank if they want to make this comeback. They need to build it up behind them so that when they lose players, they can continuously rebuy their arsenal.
A little phantom bomb plant there. Did you see that in the middle of the screen? I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, see it?
Oh, yeah. Interesting. I've
that's
never seen
fun.
that before.
That's fun. But nevertheless, it is going to be an eco round here for the CLG side. A couple of Desert Eagles and some P250s in hand. And look at that. They've already taken over mid control. No damage being dealt just yet. Luminosity very passive on their CT side. They don't want to get caught out in this eco round. And Lex is going to be the first one to come under fire. They actually popped some shots over in his direction. So he's got to have an idea that they've already taken over this mid control. Anger is going to rotate around to support his teammate. Frost over here on Catwalk is going to be looking for something as well. But it looks like they are going to make a bid for this, I believe, for connector. The bomb is up on Cat, though, on the back of Peter.
Anger gets beat up a little bit down to 25 HP, and a very passive setup out of Luminosity, trying to use the range of these weapons. Frost is in the corner here over on Catwalk, and he's got to win this battle. They swing out wide, not able to get any of them. FNS and Hayes combine to take him out, and that's going to spur Tarek forward. Now he's going to try and find a gap in the defense, and he's going to get into jungle, wait for rotates. The A players are starting to come back towards CT spawn, so none coming that way. Flom's going to respond with the scout, and Tarek with his deagle is going to have to find some kind of a kill when he comes back towards A.
Yeah, they throw the bomb across to Tarek, and this is all on Anger, who's by himself here. He's going to spot out one, but he's got caught with a nade out, and Hayes going to capitalize on that one, punishes them. Now Lex coming around from CT spawn ramp. He's going to get blinded off and try to make something happen. Hayes finds a second one. Tarek over here with the Desert Eagles trying to spam away. He's not going to be able to find the kill, and it's down to a 2 versus 2. They're going to go for the full defuse here. The kid on Flom, they should have this, no problem.
Bomb's not planted for him at all, so a good eco round, though. Peter grabs one more, and now Flom could even go down. They force so many rebuys on this, and that's going to be detrimental going forward. Tries to go for that jumping scout at the end, but look at this money. This is going to be a very, very weak buy. If Amos on to Anger, they're going to have to keep that scout.
Yeah, Frost might be able to drop an M4, which he does. Then actually Flom goes for the AWP, so not as weak of a buy as I thought. And they do have a relatively good amount of nades as well, so not too weak of a buy. But again, it's going to be a full AK buy here for the CLG side.
Yeah, and they're doing a very aggressive push up mid. Some pop flashes come out, and Arya and Anger look to clear it up. They don't see anyone, and now they're going to fall back. Only one player at the A bomb site, and here come the smoke. So some of these players rotating back are going to have a decision to make to get through that smoke to support the bomb site or to play behind him for the retake. Cutler opens up on Anger. Lex is playing inside the site. He's all alone. Cutler gets one more onto Arya. No return frags quite yet from the defense. Lex swings out. He's able to get Tarek. Tries to spray the planter down, but can't find him. A little bit blinded.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't see FNS jump by him. There it is. Finally, Lex finding an impact in this round. Down to a 3-on-3. The bomb is planted. Lex grabs one more, having a stellar round before he gets taken out by Cutler, who's got a couple. He's got 4 in this round, going for the ace. It's all up to Frost and a 1-on-2. Picks up the AWP. Does have a kit and a smoke, and he is just going to smoke it off. Cutler's going to go for the spam. Can't quite find him.
Oh.
Here comes that nade. Could do it.
There it is.
Cutler gets the ace, and a beautiful round from Cutler. Entry frags and all.
Yeah, we were following Lex there, who picked up a fantastic 3K in the round, but just to be overshadowed by Cutler's ace of his own. And that is going to be our 14th round now for Counter Logic Gaming as we move forward. 19 rounds behind us, the 20th coming at you guys. And it's going to be a force up here from the LG side. They don't want to go down to match point, so they're going to go ahead and continue to buy here. They were able to pick up armor on all their players with the exception of Frost, who's going to be over here jump scouting at B, but Hayes is going to capitalize on it. Opens up early. Arya with the trade onto Tarek, but they're already up the A ramp, and here comes the nades down. And they're able to find Arya, and Cutler again with the opening frags finds a third. There you go. 8 frags in 2 rounds, and Cutler stepping up when he needs to. Doing a fantastic job. They said he was the MVP of the CEVO LAN and showing us exactly why.
Yeah, Cutler's been a very consistent player for this lineup for multiple seasons, going back to when they were mouse pads. So coming up huge here in these last couple rounds. All down to Frost, who's got to pull off a miracle, but he's just going to get pushed by FNS. And they changed up that anti-eco strategy. They knew that their opponents were on a weaker buy, and we saw in the second round the eco they lost. They played a much more slower pace, much more cautious, more spread out. This round they throw all that out the window, and they just do a very aggressive bully strategy up that A ramp and
no smokes, no flashes.
A site. And they're winning all the initial battles, even on their CT side. They were winning all those early fights and putting themselves in a man advantage situation. And that round they just clean up the bomb site.
Absolutely. So again, CLG on map point, and Tarek though 1 and 2. Where is he? In middle. He able to. I think he found both of those in window room as well, and that's the scout down in one of the pistols as well. And there's FNS going to be able to find Flom. So this one's basically as good as done. We're going to be already looking at map 2. Dust 2 is going to be the next one for you guys. Lex tried to make his bid at it. He's going to be able to find one. That's FNS going down. Can he get a second one? No. Tarek's got other plans. And just like that, 16-5 Mirage goes the way of CLG.
Yeah, a wonderful start to this best of 3 for CLG, finding some success. They didn't have much yesterday, but here, picking it up against their North American rivals and really putting it on him, laying it on thick and beating up. So tough match for Luminosity there, but CLG looked fantastic.
Yeah, Luminosity never really had a chance in that one. I mean, they got the pistol rounds, but then just got annihilated. And, I mean, they just had no traction to go off of on their terrorist side, and that was just very unfortunate for them. You know, that was their map pick, too, and to get beat up 16-5 on your own personal map pick, that's a struggle.
Well, CLG was sending a bit of a message with all that aggression that they had. They
Right.
wanted to take the fight to them. They felt confident in those gun battles that they had, and they just weren't in the mood to wait around for Luminosity with all those pushes. So they opened that up strong, and now we're going to move on to Dust 2.
Dust 2, and then if we need it, Cash will be the third map, but Dust 2, that's CLG's pick, so.
These are their 2 most played maps, Mirage and Dust 2. Mirage is the most, Dust 2 is their second most
so
played maps.
CLG got out of this with a pretty good map pool.
Right. But here's the thing, it's kind of what Luminosity wanted as well, with all the oppers they have in their team and how much they rely on them to have an impact. Mirage and Dust 2 very op lenient, excuse me, and those are the maps they wanted. It just happens to play right into CLG's hands at the moment. We all remember the success that CLG has had on Dust 2.
Yeah, and one of the, actually, I think an interesting statistic, I believe Tarek actually had more op frags in that Mirage matchup than Peter did, and he was actually strutting his stuff there, hitting a couple of those real nice flick shots, that 3K that he had entering into that A bomb site. He was all by himself over there, and he was able to take down 3 of them with some really nice op work.
Right.
But we're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be back for Dust 2 CLG versus Luminosity. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.